Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back, you guys. I don't know if you caught my last video, but I did a little bit of an update and a little welcome back message and an energy update for you guys. So check it out if you haven't seen it already. And today I just thought that I would get out into nature and go back to my roots, because when I first started this channel, I used this as an outlet to go out into nature, to pull some tarot cards, to do some healing. And to be honest with you guys, I was at a time in my life where I was really lonely. I didn't really have a lot of friends, and I didn't know anybody else who was into tarot and nature and hiking and self-improvement and growth, empowerment, healing from abuse. So I'm just really thankful that you guys are all here and you're listening to these messages. I want to remind you that as we go into this pick a card reading, to only trust yourself and your own intuition first above all else. This reading is just me channeling, and I'd like to think that you will synchronistically choose the number that's for you and hear the message that you're meant to hear. But I also know that a lot of stuff that's coming out here is a lot of advice from my life and my experience. And I want you guys to keep that in mind, and I hope that you enjoy, even if you choose to listen maybe to the whole video. So let me know what you think below. And I want you guys to go ahead and just get grounded. Take a moment and listen to the relaxing sound of the river. And I want you to choose the pile of cards that you feel drawn to the most. You can choose from left to right, number 1, number 2, or number 3. Once you've chosen, you can head down below to the comments or description where the timestamps are posted, and you can click on your timestamp and instantly be fast forwarded to your part in the reading. So let's get into it and let's see, what do you need to know right now? For those of you guys who choose number 1, I have your cards right here. I haven't even looked at them yet, so I'm just gonna take a moment. So the first card we're getting is subconscious, and it came out with this ambition card. So subconscious ambition. You know, it's making me think that if you clicked on this, perhaps you have had in your mind some idea for some type of big change that you want to create in your life. There's a message that your situation is changing. You have been wanting it to change. In your mind, you have some idea. Some way that you want to put yourself out in the world, some path that you want to take. Perhaps it's something that you want to educate yourself on. It could be that you're going out for like a new position in your job or your work, or maybe it's like you want to move and change your lifestyle. I just get that message about movement forward. You want things to move, you want things to change, and it's possible that you have made your decision. Like, you know what you want. You know, like, I'm gonna start moving forward in this direction. Like, I'm gonna go get my eyelash certification, or I'm gonna start my YouTube channel or my TikTok, or I'm gonna go and study this path. It's making me think that you've been thinking a lot about your identity. You've been feeling really confused about your identity, feeling really confused perhaps about your future and what you want to create. And I just want to be here to remind you that this is your life, and you can create anything that you want to create. And it's okay if it doesn't make sense to other people. It's okay if it's a little weird. Just like me, when I started this channel and I went out in nature and I started recording my videos, there weren't tarot readers on TikTok, or TikTok didn't even exist then. Like, there wasn't the same type of climate that it was. I just had to go out and trust myself, set up my camera, and know that, like, if I was gonna speak, that the right people would come. And that's what I want you to know, is that right now in the beginning, it is scary and it is terrifying to want to go out in the world and to make a change, and perhaps let people see you start from the beginning. Let people see you fail. Let people see you, you know, try to go out and do modeling or something, or let people see you go out and try to start your band. Those are some things I want to do, actually. And I'm here to tell you guys that it's never too late, because the thing is, there are people in society who tell you that there's a point where you're going to expire. At this age, you have to do this. If you don't have the house, you don't have the kids, you don't have the car, or if you're a woman and you're this age, you shouldn't be wearing these clothes, or you shouldn't be acting like this. Or if you are this age, then you're supposed to go to college and you need to go get your degree and you need to go like do it like this. Like there's just, it's very strange. Society does kind of cookie cutter to us the way that things are supposed to go. And it's possible that if you're watching this, you're looking at your life and you're realizing it's not going like that. Like maybe you didn't go to college. Maybe you're not married and you're in your 30s and everyone says you're supposed to be married by then with kids or whatever. Maybe you decided that you weren't going to live your life a certain way. Maybe you came out and you told everybody that you were gay, you know? Maybe I came out, y'all, you know, it's a lot. Maybe you've been discriminated against your whole life because you're someone who's different. You're someone who might be, you know, clairvoyant or into like spiritual stuff, really intuitive. Maybe you're kind, maybe you're a healer. Maybe you're someone who wants to be an entrepreneur and you're like on a business path. Perhaps you're someone who likes to teach and likes to educate, but you don't want to teach in the man's schools. You don't want to teach to the kids and the children and the people what you're being told to teach. I'm just seeing a lot as I look around in society, as I'm kind of watching on TikTok and Instagram and all these social media platforms. I think it's really been beautiful how many people have been brave enough to put themselves out into the world, to put their life out into the world, to be a little messy, to let people see the truth. Look around. Try to surround yourself with people that aren't so normal and so cookie cutter. Then you're gonna feel a lot more confident to do crazy things. Like when I'm in LA and I'm hanging out with the artists and we're all, you know, getting our art together and we're out and we're on the streets and we're taking pictures and photos, and that's where I feel alive. You know, I feel alive when I'm surrounded by people who are making bold moves, people who are trying new things, people who aren't necessarily like selling out, you know, people who are deciding I'm going to build myself up and I'm going to be someone in this world and I'm going to help make changes. We all have to do that in our own way. That's what this is about, is like, yes, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of suffering. I know people really want me to speak out about it. I'm definitely going to be speaking out. But right now I'm speaking to you, and I'm telling you that the only way that you can create change in this world is to change yourself. And you're okay. The person that you are innately is okay and is beautiful. The changes I'm talking about you making are changes that are stripping away the programming, stripping away all the things people told you that you should be or that you couldn't be, and it's you coming back to your truth. You have to be logical. You have to be rational. I always say, use the man. Use the system. Don't let it use you. You have to be smart. If you need to keep your head down, you need to get yourself educated in these schools. If you need to, you know, work 3 jobs, save up some money. If you need to hustle, it's okay. You know, we're all in our own place in life, and it doesn't make you any better or any worse than someone because you're in certain socioeconomic status, or if you haven't gotten to a certain place yet. You need to stay true to yourself and what your goals are. And I counsel a lot of people who are really confused about their goals. They're having trouble getting that set because of what their parents told them, because of what their teachers told them, because of what society told them. And I'm here to tell you, help remind you how to connect back with yourself. And it starts by going somewhere like here, because out here I can hear my thoughts. Out here I can hear the sound of, you know, the river running. I can hear my truth. And I forget about it when I'm out there too long, like when I'm in that grid, that society, that system. So if you take anything from me today, it's just go find a tree, get your journal out, come to nature. You're gonna get your answers. Don't forget that the answers come from within you. Of course, you know I'm gonna tell you to meditate. But I think sometimes just sitting out here, listening, writing, or even talking to like a trusted friend, bringing a friend with you, having some conversations can be really healing. So don't stop looking for your answers. Don't stop searching inside of you. And I hope that this message spoke to you today and helped you. And if it did, share it with a friend and let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, y'all, okay? Let's get these followers up. I'll see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 2, let's get your messages. I have not seen these cards yet. I have no idea what's going on here. guys, I'm so sorry. Look, it says I got truthful, rest. Then I got missing, unhealthy, serious. So look, these cards aren't roasting you, but they will sometimes. The tarot cards, they roast me all the time. This is talking about how right now the answer that you're looking for is just, it's gonna come when you relax and when you rest. It's funny, my husband was telling me yesterday, he said, promise, it's only Wednesday. It's just Wednesday. Like, you can't solve all your problems. You can't solve the world's problems. You can't do everything in just one day. So I love saying that cliche quote all the time. Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't want to talk about Rome right now. That's a hot topic. But this is it. Like, you need to pull back and rest. I think we forget how to rest in our society because when we're laying on our backs in bed, we're on our phones all the time. And it's really difficult to just not do anything, you know? And then we put our phone away and the next thing we want to do is like turn on the TV. And then when we don't have that, then like maybe we'll read a book or something, right? But like, what is that? What is that energy that where we can't just like sit? Where we can't just close our eyes for 5 minutes and breathe? This card came out for me when I was pulling all of these to remind me to stop and breathe. You can do that with me if you want. I struggle with this. I don't know why. You can tell when I talk, I'm just like talking. I'm not breathing. This is the answer. Maybe we can challenge ourselves to like close our eyes and take deep breaths. On our bed, no phone, nothing. Couple minutes. Dare say we could even meditate. When I look at this and I see serious, unhealthy, missing, this makes me think about limerence. When you're really stuck on somebody emotionally, like your ex or something, and you really want them to come back in your life and you really miss them, and it's just making you lovesick. You know, every song makes you think about them. You're just crying, you feel like you're nothing without them. Like, if only they could come back and be here, if only they could witness me, if only they could value me, if only they could think I'm worthy, if only they can give me their approval. That's what's really going on, you know? It's a side of ourselves that wants to be acknowledged. Because we think that, like, if someone who doesn't want us, like, if they want us, then that means something, right? It's really toxic. That's the thought process, you know? So whoever it is that you miss or you long to be with, whoever you think is like your twin flame, you're in separation with, or whatever, you gotta ask yourself, like, how is that mirroring your daddy issues or your mommy issues? How is that triggering some original wounded trauma? When was the last time before this person that you felt like, you know, you really missed someone and you couldn't get, you know, what you wanted or whatever? You might realize you have a history of this limerence or this lovesickness or this longing. And the one thing that helped me through it on my journey was knowing that, like, when it comes to love, when you really love someone, you don't need to have or hold or possess them. It's enough that you know, like, you're happy that they're out there happy, doing what they love, with the person they're happy with, or looking for love or whatever. Like, you're happy that it's okay that it's not with you. Like, you come to peace, you come to acceptance. That takes a lot of work. I would suggest that if you're dealing with this, that you write letters to the person, but you do not send them, and delete them. Or you can even, like, write out a text message on your phone, but take that afterwards and delete it. Don't send it. And, you know, imagine yourself cutting the cords with a person, releasing any feelings of, like, guilt or shame or feeling upset or feeling abandoned, and work on that abandonment trauma, you know, and be with yourself as you heal from this breakup or this loss, as you miss them. And You know that it does drain the body a lot, so rest. That could be why you need rest. And the truth hurts. Maybe everything I'm saying in this message is like really hard to hear. I hate it too. I wish the answer was just like that one person to love me and accept me and then we live happily ever after or whatever. But that's not really usually how it works. That's life. So be there for yourself and ask yourself, how can I love myself through this, and keep resting, and you'll be on your way, okay? Let me know if this message helped you. It's very random. If you felt like you needed to hear this today, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you know someone who needs this message, don't be afraid to send it over to them. Send them the link. And I want to thank you for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 3, I have your cards. I haven't seen them yet, so I'm going to take a moment to look over them. Okay, there are 2 very distinct messages here. One of them seems very specific. The other one I think is for everybody. So I'm gonna get into this first part. If you're like, that doesn't resonate, then it's not for you. Just wait for the second part, okay? Look, someone out there, or some people need to hear something about some kind of connection you're having with somebody through a text message. Maybe this is someone you met on the dating apps. Maybe this is someone from your past. As I'm currently doing this message, it's Mercury retrograde. You know, it's that time you're hitting up people from your past and texting your ex. So maybe that's what's up, maybe not. This could be a new connection, but I am seeing something about how you really are longing for connection. It could be, you know, romantic connection. You've been alone for a while, I see, and like you're actually someone who's a little bit more introverted. There's a message about that coming out, but that you still need to have some boundaries. You know, you have to have boundaries with people. You have to kind of teach people how to treat you. That's what I'm realizing as I'm going along my path. It's really frustrating for me, but that's a whole other point. This message is for you. I feel like a hypocrite telling you to have boundaries and not be codependent when I struggle with that, but you know, I'm learning about it, and what I'm learning is that like when you really value yourself, you're not going to act a certain way around people. You're not going to put certain energy out. You're also not going to completely close yourself up and just be a shell and just not let anybody in. It's a balance, you know, rainbow harmony, balance and peace. This is something I'm trying to find some more balance on in my life. Is how can I show up for people in relationships and be, you know, kind and helpful, but not in a codependent way, you know? So this is an opportunity for you. This new relationship, definitely an opportunity to practice setting the kind of boundaries you want to set, especially in romantic relationships. You know, people will take and take. Everyone out there is so thirsty. I'm not even talking about being thirsty for sex. I'm talking, people are thirsty for that too in a post-pandemic world. But I'm talking about being thirsty for just connection and energy. And you have to be willing to know where to draw that line where you're like, I'm not going to give that much energy to somebody if, you know, if I'm not getting that reciprocated, or, you know, I'm not giving that much energy at this point or so soon in a relationship. You need to figure out where those lines are for you and really stick with them. And you'll realize that people will value you and treat you better, and you'll feel more confident. I think that's where confidence really does come from a lot, is boundaries in your life, knowing what you will and won't accept. So I got a good message about this connection. It might just be like, maybe you're feeling something's off, or you're like, you know what, I'd really like to meet them in person, but I don't want to sit here just texting and giving them all this energy. Or I'm not about to start sending them photos, you know what I mean? You're just like, I need to like see, is this someone who's like willing to reciprocate and go where I want to go, or what are they looking for? Remember, as you're online dating, there's a lot of people, and I want to call out the men, but it's people. There's a lot of people who will try to get as much as they can from you in that moment because they're lonely and because they're hard up for whatever, you know? They want nudes, they want, you know, you to sex them, they want like whatever, you know? There's a lot of people who will say anything to get that from you in that moment. So be careful, don't mistake that for someone being genuinely interested in you. That takes more time. You know, there are people who will say all the kind things and then they'll go for what they want. So, you know, what they should want is, you know, to get closer to you in a way that's appropriate and respectful. What they should want is to want to get to know you and your heart and your soul as they get to know your body, or like in a way that you feel comfortable with, you know? So just something to think about. I don't know who that's for. The next message is about someone who is watching this, maybe it's you, who's wanting to teach, basically. Like, you want to come out and you want to speak. You could want to teach about hair and makeup and beauty on TikTok. Or maybe you want to talk about spirituality. Maybe you want to teach about tarot or astrology, or perhaps you have some other type of gift you want to give this world. It could even be traditional education, like perhaps you have a gift with math and science, and maybe you want to teach children or something like that. I see though that if you're watching this channel, you're probably not somebody who wants to do that in a very traditional way, because this is not really a YouTube channel for very traditional people, but it's okay if you are. Everyone's welcome here. You're gonna have to innovate. So what's holding you back could be technology. Maybe you don't really know how to make a reel or how to make use TikTok or Instagram. Maybe you don't know how to make a website. Maybe you're struggling with that. And that kind of stuff has held me back, because I am an elder millennial, and it's been really difficult for me to keep up with all these technological innovations, and I'm barely just getting my TikTok started, y'all. I'm trying. Maybe you're like me and you're just like, I'm trying, but like it's difficult. My best advice for you is just to do tutorials on YouTube. Anything that you need to learn, like if you don't know how to post a certain video, you don't know how to edit it, you don't know how to grow your channel, you don't know, there are people out there who can teach you for free. There are people who have entire accounts just dedicated to teaching people how to do stuff like that. So don't be afraid to go out and seek a teacher for yourself as well. Everything that you need is there. When the student is ready, the master appears. But sometimes you gotta go out and you gotta find that person. So this is about influence too. Who you are letting influence you. Who are you letting in your ears? I just had to snip some stuff out of my life, because what was going in my ear from these influences was not growing me or helping me as a person, or making me feel better about myself, making me feel like crap. So you have to make sure that what's in your ear is positive and is uplifting. And I'm glad that you're here watching this channel, because that's the first step. When you come here, I'm always gonna lift you up. I'm always gonna be kind, and I'm always gonna tell you that you can do it, whatever your dream or your goal is. I think there's way too many people out there who are coming up with reasons and excuses for why you can't do it, and projecting their fears onto you. And I'm never gonna do that here, you know? So hopefully I can be a good influence, but I want you to find more people than just me. You need to surround yourself with those people. And if it's not in real life, you are in control of the podcasts you listen to. Be careful with the endless doom scrolling. Make sure you've got your algorithm figured out. Like, maybe you have one account that's just for personal growth and development and positivity and uplifting content, and you hang out on there a lot. And then you can go on your other account for all the tea and the fashion stuff or whatever. Like, just make sure you're creating that space for yourself. So yeah, lots of talks about social media today. That was cool, interesting. Let me know if this resonates with you. This one, number 3 in particular, was such a niche message. I am fascinated to see who came across it and if it resonates. But yeah, I hope you come back to my channel. That's the end for today, and I will see you next time. Peace out.